Club Sport Racing has been a racing business, restoration business for over 30 years. So we're based out of West Palm Beach area, Florida. Our specialty is early cars. We don't do anything much past 1974. We brought 8 cars actually total, and we've been racing 6, and we've had a grand weekend so far. The weather's been perfect. All the cars have run well. We couldn't have a better time. It's just beautiful here. There's just so many cars to see and so many people. It's a very, very special weekend.
Our weekend's been going really quite well. We have an M12 Mirage that we restored about 4 years ago. We have this car here because it's pretty iconic. There's only 2 of them in the world. It's the only one in the United States at the current time. The car behind me right here is a 962, number 150. This car had a shunt last year off track, and it took us pretty much 3/4 of a year to fix it. It was a big deal. The whole tail had to be ordered in from England, so it's not for the light of heart to restore these. As the Petersen Museum, I know, understands that. I love it. It's a great place to go. You guys have some awesome cars there.
Well, our team's Aero Lane. We're from Scottsdale, Arizona, and this weekend we've got 10 cars out here. We've got, I think, 6 guys here this weekend. Some guys are taking care of 2 cars, but really we offer an arrive and drive service. It's actually going pretty well so far. The car's running strong this weekend. He placed 6th in the race yesterday, and we're hoping to pick up a few more seconds after a gear change today. He ran some pretty quick times yesterday. It's a personal best for Walt. He did a 1:36.3, so he was pretty happy with that. We just finished the frame off restoration on the car, so all things considered, we're doing pretty well.
The shop is GMT Racing. We're out of Newtown, Connecticut. Been in business since 1995. Weekend's gone very well. This is the first time I've done this event. It's different than a lot of the events that I do, but I like it. It's a lot of really cool cars, a lot of really nice people, awesome, place to be. So this is a 1960 Lotus 18 Formula Junior, 1.1 liter, about 110 horsepower, 4-speed, drum brakes, very skinny little tires. Doesn't make any horsepower, doesn't stop very well. So it's all momentum. It's like an early Formula Ford. Very fun to drive. This is a 1971 Walt RT1 Formula Atlantic. 1,600 Cosworth, about 225 horse, early downforce, wings, slicks, very fast. And over in the corner is a 2007 Pescarolo LMP1 car, driven at Law in 07 and 08, finished 4th overall in 07, and 11th overall in 08, and is here being driven by Juan Gonzalez and at some point Henri Pescarolo. So.
I drive a 1915 Ford-based Model T race car, a 2-man race car. When you had a driver and a riding mechanic, it's a 4-cylinder, roughly 55 horsepower, top speed of 100 miles an hour. It's a hand crank car. The highlights is my car is running, I'm alive, and it's been a good week. Most every owner has their own reason why they own the car and what they want to do with the car. For me, I love the era. To me, my favorite era is the turn of the century, 1900, up to about 1927.
Car's supported by Racecraft. They're out of Woodinville, Washington. Everything's gone really well. Interesting group for the car. It's underpowered compared to a lot of the other cars, but it's been a lot of fun and a great event. To be at Laguna Seca, it's such a special track. It's a lot of fun. It's great. It's a great escape. You kind of forget about everything and you can focus a lot on what you're doing, and everything else just kind of fades away while you're out in the car.
So this car here
It's a 1996. It was ran at Le Mans and DNF the first year. The second year they came back with this driver lineup: Terradasan, Jim Downing, and Frank Freon, and they won their class in this car. So it's got a lot of history. It's unrestored, so this is the bodywork that they used in Le Mans. You know, it's just a lot of fun. It hasn't been raced in a long time, so we've been working on it and trying to develop it into a car that's fun to drive. It's just a real treat to be in and amongst not only the cars, but the drivers that are part of Le Mans history.
Both weekends have been awesome. Last weekend was a little tough. I ended up driving 16 racing sessions in a 30-hour period. And that was a lot for an old guy. This particular car, like I said, is from Oklahoma. It lived on my paper route when I was 10 years old. And the co-driver, John Walker, is the father of one of my third grade girlfriends. And when I found the car, I sent a picture to her of the car, and she verified with her mom that it was her dad's car. And it took me 5 years to buy it. I finally got it bought and brought it back to Oklahoma. It's just an amazing car. John Walker and Jim Taylor, who was the driver on it, he's still alive, and I've met him. He would drive the car to Watkins Glen, race it, and turn around and drive it back home. He would drive the car to Mexico, run the Mexican rallies, get back in the car and drive it home. It's just a bulletproof old car. It's been a race car since mid-'65, and it gets, people are more interested in this car than anything else we have out here, and it's certainly not the most valuable of our cars, but it's just a great piece of history. You know, people get all excited about wanting to win a race, and in my world, what we typically find is we have a race within a race. If I've got somebody to chase or somebody chasing me, that's the fun part of this deal. And trying to get the cars home safely. This is a show where the cars are the star. They could care less about who the drivers are, but the cars are the true star. And the most important thing is to drive a safe, clean race. Get past your buddies if you can, because I know they're trying to get past me, and it just makes it fun. I love this sport.
Everything's running perfect. Both my Goodrich car, BF Goodrich cars, running perfect. Polivat, WeatherTech cars running perfect. I got no complaints. The competition is really good. Clean races. It's been great.
It's actually a pretty famous car. It's the second mid-engine sports racer, a couple months behind the Lotus 19. And this is the prototype. And a man by the name of Chris Ashmore, who is a Lotus Formula One driver, owned the car and raced it really successfully. Won the Brands Hatch Boxing Day, was first in class, second overall, right behind Graham Hill in a 3-liter Testarossa. It's a really well-known race. And then he also won the Nürburgring 1000 in class, which is the race that Jim Clark did in the Lotus 23. Had a cracked header. He, basically passed out from the exhaust fumes and crashed. And then this car was brought over in '63 by Bunny Ribbs, Willie T's dad. And the next year he won the '64 SCCA West Coast Championship. And the car's had a number of owners through the years. I've had it for about the last 8 or 9 years. It's a phenomenal car, great history, and is a giant killer. It's great. We had the groupings are a little odd this year because of the Le Mans thing, but it's a phenomenal car to drive. We have it set up really well, and it's got a little motor and a Coventry Climax. It's only about 126 horsepower, so it's like a go-kart. You really need to keep your momentum.